Fuzzies in your teaching. You may already be using these, but let me just share a few ideas for this piece and other pieces as well. One of the ways that I like to use Little Fuzzies and other things is to have students help keep track of spot practicing. So for instance, when you have students who need to play a particular section over and over again to get it better than the other sections, having them put all their Little Fuzzies on the left side of the keyboard. Play the section. Oh, now you get to move a Little Fuzzy to the right side. Play the section. Oh, you get to move another Little Fuzzy to the right side. Play the section, etc. And that actually gives them something physical to keep track of actually how many times they're doing something, so that if you ask them to practice it 4 times, they can actually, for sure, practice it 4 times. But in Little Fuzzies, these are really effective because you might want to mark the D, the G, and the A that the student is going to be doing this little, this pattern on. And so you might say, okay, the first note is a D right here, and we need a Little Fuzzy to mark the D. Can you pick a Little Fuzzy that would be good at showing us where the D is? Ah, you picked the one with the big I. That's a really good one. Let's put that one, you put that one where the D is. Now, the next note, look at it. Does that seem higher or lower than the first note? Give them a chance to study the score. That's the beauty of rote and reading pieces, that we don't just teach them by rote. We also teach them to start looking for musical cues on the notation, which is exactly what reading is. Oh, that looks higher. Good. That means the note is going to be this direction. Now, of course, you could have them count stip spaces and lines if you like to do that, if they're ready for that. But there's also nothing wrong with just telling them that it's a G, because you've already had them recognize the fact that it's higher or lower. Okay, the next note's a G, so what Little Fuzzy would you like to mark the G? Oh, you want to use the blue one. Okay, excellent. We'll do the blue one right here. All right, and then the next note, let's look at it. Does that seem higher or lower than the one before it? It seems higher, but how much higher? And then you can talk about a second or a step. You don't even have to do that, but they can see that it's just a little bit higher. That one's on A. Which Little Fuzzy do you want to use? Oh, the purple one. Excellent. Let's put the purple one there. Now we know exactly which notes we're going to use. Watch this. Little Fuzzies everywhere. Now you move to the G. And it's so easy for them to see exactly where they're supposed to move each time. And this last little part, I just tell students, just play every single note. Bum, 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 bum. And the last note gets played 2 times. Another thing I want to say just about this very last little part, I love my little fuzzy. Now, you don't expect that students are going to know about eighth notes at this time, and that's perfectly fine. They don't need a big explanation of what eighth notes are. They don't need to count it out loud. They know this. Students have heard this before, and so usually you can just rely on the fact that they know that, and you can just teach it. Okay, put your 2 finger here, your 3rd finger here. You're gonna go, I love my little fuzzy, and have them play it as slow or as fast as they need to. Don't worry about the tempo of the previous section. Maybe they're playing G, me with quite a stare, and then this little section right here, maybe they have to slow down. I love my little fuzzy. That's okay. Or maybe they want to play it fast. I love my little fuzzy. Any way they play it is just fine. I gave you permission in the score. I gave the student permission in the score, so please feel free to play that one in any tempo. Keep